Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Townsend 909, or welcome back if you're a lovely viewer. Uh, Here's yet another video on my top 100 favorite albums of all time. Number 98, Last Time Around by Buffalo Springfield. This was their third and last studio album as a band, before, of course, splitting up and famously Crosby, Stills would end up going on to making, the famous Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Of course, Neil Young would end up joining them. They would end up making an album called Deja Vu, which, spoiler alert, that's going to be somewhere on my list, that album. But uh, all three of these albums that they made are on my list. This is the lowest of it, as you can see. This has always been my least favorite album of theirs. This was always, to me, the weakest of the three great albums that they've made. This wasn't even originally on the list originally, but there was a certain song on this album that made me want to put it on the list. So, like that one song there. But I'm probably gonna do a more in depth. I'm gonna do a review on this because I don't think we're ever gonna be reviewing it. I don't think I'm gonna be reviewing this with anyone anytime soon. So there's that. Um, First song on the album, "On the Way Home," really good song. Really, really good song. I love the sort of upbeatness of it. Believe this was a Neil Young song. Oh yeah, it was a Neil Young song, but Richie Fury did lead vocals on it. Famously, Neil Young left after, like, before this album was being made. He did leave in and out on this album a lot. Of course, Neil Young's just known for just being like, "I'm done. I'm gonna leave." He's known to do that. He does that a lot with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. He did that. He did that a couple of times with Buffalo Springfield. He just does that. If he gets bored with a band or project, he just straight up leaves. He doesn't mess around, and I respect him for that. Really good opening track though. Not as good as the first two album openers. That being For What It's Worth and Mr. Soul. This was a lot less interesting than those two opening tracks. It's good, but it's not the best, if you ask me. Uh, my personal opinion. But it's still a really good song, though. Next song on the album is It's So Hard to Wait. Nice little country esque song from Richie Fury, and Neil Young does. He sing he doesn't sing, but he co-writes the song with them. Good stuff though. Put a little light on. Pretty Girl Why. It's a good song. My thing with Steven Stills is that he was always my least favorite member of the band in terms of songwriting. Well, there is a certain song that I really like on this album that he writes, but in my opinion, he's my least favorite member of the band. Besides For What It's Worth and a couple other songs on their debut album, he always wrote the weaker songs on the album. But that doesn't mean I don't think he sounds it at all, because he would write some of the best songs for Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and even his solo career I really enjoy. 4 Days is a really good song. Uh, another really nice song. My biggest problem with this song is that there's nothing that interesting going on. This is another Steven Stills written track, and my biggest gripe with Buffalo Springfield is that not a whole lot of interesting stuff is happening with this album. Like the first two albums, there's like a lot of things going on in both those albums, but this album, there's like, it's just nice songs, but yeah. Next song on the album is "Carefree Country Day." I forgot who sings on this track, but I'm gonna be brutally honest. I'm not the biggest fan of this album. Jay Messina, not the fan of this song. Definitely the weakest point of the album. Special Care is really good. Quite like it. It's a Steven Stills track, but it definitely picks up after that track. Definitely a whole lot better than the last track. But that ends off on that ends the first side of the record. First song on the first side of the record is "The Hour of Not Quite Rain." This is a really good song. This song was sung by Richie Fury. At this point of the at this point of the band, Richie Fury was probably the strongest member of the band vocal wise. His songwriting wasn't the best. He was sort of in the middle, I'd say, at this point of the band. His best vocally and songwriting wise was on the first album. Neil Young was at his high in the second album. A really good song though. Great way to open up the first side of the record. Next song on the album is Questions, which is another Stephen Stills song. I feel like Stephen Stills does a lot of tracks on this album. But I think probably because most of them were just ready to leave Buffalo Springfield at that point. So I'm assuming maybe Stephen Stills was the only one who's really trying to keep the band alive. That's my only guess. That's what I'm guessing from what I'm looking at right now. But it's really good. It's a pretty good song though. Next song on the album though, I Am a Child. This song is great. This is Neil Young writes it. He Great vocals by him too. This is easily the best track on the album. Well, this is the second best track on the album. Neil Young, man, he's just one talented guy. I don't personally like him. There's some things I don't like, but talent wise, that guy's talented. Next song on the album is written by Richie Fury, sung by him, and what a great song. I love this song a lot. Very catchy. On a merry-go-round. Just really good song. Next song on the album, one of my all-time favorite Buffalo Springfield songs. It's like the big reason why this is on the list, to be honest. Not only that, but I kind of wanted all three of the Buffalo Springfield albums to be on the list. But this song really pushes it to being in the top 100 and to being over the first two albums. Uno Mundo. It's Steven Stills easily his best track he's ever written for the band. Reminds me of the Spanish part at the end of Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, where he just singing Spanish at the end. Really good stuff. But yeah, I really love the song. It's easily the best song on the album. I wish the album ended on that song, but no. Richie Fury ends off the album with "Kind Woman," which it's a really good closer. Probably my second favorite closer behind the closer to Buffalo Springfield again. But yeah, really good stuff. But yeah, I've always loved this track. But yeah, my top 5 songs will probably be "On the Way Home" at number 5. On number 4 will probably be "Questions." Number 3, I'd probably say "Merry-Go-Round." Number 2, I'd say "I Am a Child." And number 1, "Uno Mundo." that, that song slaps. And the only song I really don't like on this album is the song that isn't even sung or written by any of the members. I don't get what the purpose of that was. Maybe they were low on space on the album and they needed another song to close out the album, but I don't get it at all. It's to be that song is so pointless. I really don't like that track. But besides that, this is a really good album of theirs. It's an album you should check out. As of the other 3 albums I just reviewed. But thank you guys for watching. Next week I'll be doing number 97. So thank you guys for watching. So long.